It has happened. The Mariners take Soriano deep, and Julio has homered in back-to-back games. You just never know.
Just incredible to be able to get on plane with that sinker at the bottom of the zone and lift it out of the yard.
Well, the Mariners strike first, and Julio's hot hitting here in this ballpark continues. Called a strike. So make it 6 home runs that Soriano has allowed now this year. Cal sitting on 39, leading the majors. 99 down and in. Only the 3rd home run by a right-handed hitter off of Soriano this season. As Naylor waits on deck. Hold. And the 1-2. Cal strikes out, 2 down. And here is the newest Mariner. Josh Naylor making his Mariners debut, batting cleanup tonight.
Looks good in blue, doesn't he?
Former Guardian, acquired by the Mariners from the Diamondbacks. Goes after the first pitch. A big chopper over to first. Shonowell takes it there. And is his counterpart for round number 3. Julio's first inning home run. His second in as many games here against the Angels. Has put the Mariners in front. gone at least 6 innings in every start this year.
Only guy in baseball to do it.
The 2-1. This finds the grass in left center field, and Neto is aboard. A leadoff single. So some speed over there at first base. 18 bags for Neto this year. And got in on him a little bit, able to fight it off.
It was earlier this season that Neto adopted a 2-strike approach, and you see his swing is really short and compact. His front foot, he doesn't pick it up and have a big stride. All he does is kind of like the Shohei Ohtani, where he lifts up his heel, puts it back down, and it's really helped him.
'96 middle into Mike Trout. Trout on base 4 times in last night's game. He walked 3 times. He has walked a ton this year, even by his standards. One of the highest walk rates in baseball this season. Ooh, ahead, no balls, 2 strikes. A lot of walks, a lot of strikeouts for Trout. Trying to climb the ladder. Sticking with that fastball up.
I was really hoping to see him go to his secondary pitches and expand the zone and try to get that chase, because teams have been living upstairs against Trout, trying to get him to chase there.
So again, 2-2, and this has been the story of Trout's career, and maybe even more so this season. First base umpire talking to somebody, not the home plate umpire in front of the dish. Almost looked like he was looking over to the Angels dugout. Yeah. Two. Wow, that was a direct shot off a cow. Man. I'm like Trout. Saying, I got you, man. Sorry about that.
Yeah, this is 97 going in and then off the mask. Cal Raleigh is just so incredibly unflappable, though. I'd be in the fetal position right now, sucking my thumb.
Well, that is the position, and man, he has taken a beating every year. I'm sure every team says that about their own catcher. So 2-2 still on Trout. Neto at first base. And he got a 97 over the plate. He overpowers Mike Trout. And there is out number 1.
And this is the deception that Brian Wu gives. It's just so nice and easy coming down the mound, and it's on you. You saw that swing right there by Mike Trout, ends up being tardy on the 97-mile-per-hour fastball.
All teams in baseball wearing the Baseball Hall of Fame logo on their caps. As we are into Hall of Fame weekend now. Stays away from Ichiro being inducted. There's Shotwell, Angels first baseman. I'll move to first. The Angels have now lost 4 in a row. They were swept to end their recent road trip. They were swept in 3 games at the Mets before flying cross country back home. The Angels in kind of a pivotal stretch right now as we approach the trade deadline. And this is down and in.
I like what the Mariners did in pulling the trigger early on the Naylor trade. Just letting the team know and letting the fans know that, yes, they're in this, and they know there's soft spots. They've got a couple of holes to fill, and they're spackling them.
Now the First reinforcement for Dan Wilson of the Mariners. Might there be more to come? 2-0. 97 at the knees. 2 balls and a strike. Angels now 5.5 back of the final wild card spot. They are trailing 5 different teams. Now their playoff odds, according to Fangraphs, are slim to none at this point. Can the Mariners officially make them sellers? Take this series before heading on to West Sacramento. Well, not an easy guy to strike out. He has nearly as many walks as strikeouts on the season. Meadow bouncing around over there at first base, and now Wu steps off. It was Shonowell who made the final out of last night's game. He roped the ball out to left field. That was with the bases loaded, but it was caught by Rosarena. There goes Neto. The pitch is low. It's a walk to Shonowell.
That's too bad. As a catcher, you have a decision to make, and you've got to make it in this split decision. I think that probably if Cal Raleigh would have sat there and stuck this pitch, knowing that he probably had second base anyway, he would have gotten the call. But instead, he tried to do both, thinking it was good enough. I mean, that was at the bottom of the zone. That was a strike.
I mean, unless it's a center cut pitch, right, from Cal's perspective. How early do you have to make that decision? Oh,
well, you know that he's going out of the corner of your eye. Everybody's telling you, runner. So he knows. But, yeah, it's all the things that Cal Raleigh has to do. And the other part of that is Cal was coming out of his stance when he actually received that ball. Again, he had to.
Nothing in 2 to Taylor Ward. Swing and a miss. 97 middle away. Second punch out from Wu.
Usually with the 4-seam and the 2-seam with Wu, we're seeing a lot more north to south, and it's been interesting to see him go east and west here, locating on the inside and the outside corner so far.
He's got the good fastball working tonight. 2 outs, 2 on. Facing the power of Joe Adell. Well, the Mariners beat the Angels at their own game last night, although the Angels might say it's the Mariners game as well. If you look at which teams are leading baseball in percentage of runs scored via the homer, it's 3 teams from the American League West leading the charge. The Mariners' next opponent, the Athletics, are in first place. The Mariners just a percentage point behind them, and then it's the Angels. So plenty of home runs when you see the Angels, the Mariners, and the A's get together. Has made up about half the offense for all 3 of those teams this season. Scalded into left field. That was absolutely punished. Neto trots home. Meanwhile, Shonowell makes his way, and he scores the headlong slide without a throw. Joe Adell smokes a double into left field. The A's Angels have taken a 2-1 lead.
We're seeing a new version of Joe Adell. He's always had a really big, long swing, dead pull guy. I completely understand that he just pulled this down the left field line, but what he's been working on is staying short and trying to keep that inside pitch fair, and that's exactly what he does. He's been doing the Robinson Cano drill, where he divides the plate in half and tries to hit that inside pitch basically to center field. So the fact that he got that pitch on the black fair, it's progress for Adell.
There's been something about Adele here in this ballpark against the Mariners. OPS almost 1,300.
That is crazy because Joe Adele, we said it going into yesterday's game, hit a $171 at home this season.
That's a check swing, and it turns out to be a soft line drive out to Ben Williamson. You don't see that one every day.
A little open so he can clear those hips, have that power come through, and right now be able to take that fastball to right center field. I'm saying it's working.
Julio's home runs in this series both have been the opposite way. There's Randy. He laced a home run to left field. Dead pole homer last night, his 19th. Trying to go the opposite way with that one. Strike one.
You know, we've seen Randy throw balls to the fans all the time. He's just trying to hit one to him there.
Now Rosarena now with 11 home runs in his last 20 games. He's a home run shy of his 5th straight 20-homer season.
When you look around baseball and compare it to what Randy's doing, the only one that's even close is Gino. Since June 28th, he's got 11 long balls.
Three and one. Soriano has struggled with walks this year. Oh. That just drilled O'Hoppe. Man. And it ends up walking Rosarena. What happened here?
It is off of Rosarena.
Oh, it did?
Then,
okay,
yeah,
that makes
ricochet.
more sense. So a hit batter, right? You can add that to Randy's ledger this year.
Magnet.
As he continues his crusade to try to take down Ty France.
Life goals.
And Randy with now 18. Ty, the former Mariner, with 16. 1-2 in baseball this year. Here's Polanco. Home run last night for Jorge. It's a 15-game on-base streak for Polanco, batting just over 300. Mentioned the home runs for Rosarena, but he's also 4 stolen bases shy of 20 for the year. Seeking his 5th straight 2020 season.
Really is impressive, Randy's just consistency. And by the way, I did track him down today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You know where I'm going, right?
I'm
the
very
belt.
curious. I tried to find him. I'm glad you did.
Yeah. Because the belt, we were like, what is this belt? Usually he's got the bright colored belts on. This is, no, it's just a belt.
And that's what it
exactly.
looks like.
He says, and when I'm going well, I'm just going to keep the same thing on. He's going to stay with the plain blue belt.
The belt does not match the chain. Let's put it that way. I don't even know who this guy is anymore.
He had not one but 2 of those chains on before the game. And I said, "Are you going to wear both of those today?" And he said, "No, just this one." And you'll recall the clasp came open on that big chain last night when he hit the home run and he was making his trot around.
Randy breaks for second. Ground ball. Rengifo only plays to first base with Randy on his way to second. Polanco grounds out. 1 away runner in scoring position.
This was a splitter, and Polanco's just out in front. He wanted to hit this to the left side. He sees Randy going, but unfortunately he just couldn't throw the brakes on his swing long enough to be able to get it to the left side of the infield. Shortstop covering second on the steal.
First pitch missing to Dom Canzone.
Talked to Seitz about that knuckle curve that we just saw to Canzone, and he said, you've got to see the hump. You've got to see that knuckle curve pop up above the strike zone. Then it'll be in the strike zone. If it's down, let it go. There you go.
Well, that's what the swing and miss is this year for Soriano. The strikeout rate is below league average, as we mentioned, an extreme ground ball pitcher. But when he gets swing and miss, it's a lot of time on that curveball. It's been a pretty lethal weapon in that regard for him this year. 1 out, 1 on.
And it's a pitch that pairs just perfectly with that sinker. So if both of them look like they're going to end up in the same spot, and then that knuckle curve, just, you think it's going to be right there at your knees, and then it ends up at your ankles.
Canzone ahead in the count. He takes down and in. Close take, so a hit batter and a walk.
This summer, great pizza doesn't have to cost a fortune. Summer selects at Papa Murphy's are just $8.99 all summer long. We make it.
Meeting up on the mound as the Mariners put 2 on with 1 away and bring up Ben Williamson.
This is an odd conference here, to be honest with you. I mean, Ben Williamson shaking in their boots right now. I mean, what's the conversation here? Unless they saw something with Soriano.
He's run a pair of 3-ball counts. He's hit a man. He's walked a guy. Mariners getting a run early in this game after the Julio homer. It's not been a great year up on the mound for the Angels this season. They have long struggled developing pitching. Steps Ben Williamson. And you have an extreme ground ball pitcher and an extreme ground ball hitter.
Just that knuckle curve right there. That's what I'm talking about. That one that pops up above the zone and it dropped in. That's the one that you can smash. That was a mistake.
Williams are behind quickly, 0-2. All the runs so far in this series, granted just game 2 and early at that, have come via the long ball for the Mariners. Way outside. Mariners winning last night on a night where the Astros lost. Mariners in second of the division, 5 back. Ground ball, chopping softly. Rengifo onto first base in time. 2 outs. Rosarena to third. Canzone into second. Astros are currently losing 10-2 at home against the Athletics.
Not sorry about it.
Mariners' next opponent. Cole Young, the batter. Tell you, the Mariners are going to have to get ready for when they head to Sacramento is Nick Kurtz, who's just been on an absolute tear. I mean, he is now very much in consideration for American League Rookie of the Year.
Along with their shortstop.
Yeah, he's kind of surpassed possibly Jacob Wilson, who's fallen on some cold times recently. All-star shortstop. That'll be Dan's next problem. First, he'll get through this weekend here in Los Angeles. Swing and a miss, standing in. Young down quickly, and the Mariners trying to pair in scoring position. It's a fun-filled pop. That's the only way they come. Those things are tenacious. First 10,000 fans each game against Chicago. Here's Logan O'Hoppe. Angels catcher leading things off in the bottom of the second.
Good sweeper there. I had a chance to catch up with Logan O'Hoppe before today's game, and I asked him about Cal. I mean, he just shook his head and was talking about how just incredibly impressed he is with what he's doing.
This is rifled out to the gap and finds the base of the wall. Extra bases for the Angels catcher. He's into the double. Some hard contact early against Wu tonight.
Wu decides to go back-to-back sweepers here, and the second sweeper, he times it up and is able to drive this pitch into right center field. But going back to that thought on O'Hoppe and him watching Cal this season, it was really impressive what he was saying about him. He said he's really redefined what is possible for the position. And, he said, I don't know if that is his why, for him, for Cal, but he's changed the game and really what people think a catcher is able to do.
O'Hoppe's no slouch himself when it comes to the home run. 18 home runs this year for Logan O'Hoppe. I would say he's homering at an above average catcher pace, right? I mean, that's pretty good numbers for your backstop. But Cal Raleigh is in the process of possibly putting together the single greatest season by a catcher we've ever seen. This is popped up. Naylor drifting back a couple of steps for the easy catch. Taylor retired. And the next home run from Cal, he'll become just the 7th catcher to ever hit 40 home runs in a single season. Sitting on 39 right now.
It's just really incredible how he's been able to compartmentalize so many things this season and continue to play at such a high level through all of it.
Here is Rengifo, the number 9 hitting second baseman for the Angels. He takes a fastball for a strike. Ooh, an all-star this year for the first time in his young career. This is slicing out to a Rosarena. 2 outs, so Hoppe back to second. Wu was part of the support squad for Cal during the home run derby. Had the Gatorade bottle, the towel, the whole thing. Out there helping out his teammate.
How fun for those guys to be there and be a part of it. Again, no catcher had ever won the home run derby. Switch hitter as well. For those guys to be there and watch Cal to do, just one more of the first that had never been done before.
Top of the order, here is Zach Neto for the second time. Wu was no slouch himself in the All-Star game. He worked a perfect third inning. He struck out the hometown favorite, Ronald Acuna Jr. He struck him out with a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Two outs, O'Hoppe at second. Oh, 2.
We're doing a really nice job this inning of working ahead of these Angels hitters.
Cal keeps it in front of him.
He's so good back there, and that just gives you the confidence. Even with a runner in scoring position there at second base, chances are he's not going to get the extra 90 feet with Cal back there. Go ahead, try to get the chase.
Wu trying to put him away. Rosarena chasing after this one, has a beat on it, and makes a gliding catch. A little option pass to Julio to finish it off. O'Hoppe's leadoff double is stranded. We move on to the third. Top of the order, J.P. Crawford. Looking down to his hand right away. I'd say that one slipped out.
That's just not fair.
And then he dots him up, huh? I think that would have been a pretty easy take for JP on that second pitch. Two balls and a strike to the Mariners shortstop. Having a really good bounce back year after being injured multiple times last season. Shot well. Little flip. One away. Tonight's copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. There's some boos from. Am I hearing that right?
Yeah, I feel like
they're booing in LA. I mean, Julio has absolutely tortured the Angels in this ballpark. He dodges that first pitch. Ball one. He has homered in each of the first two games here. And that home run that he hit in the first inning, only the 6th home run Soriano has allowed this year. He has allowed the fewest home runs among any starting pitcher in baseball this season.
And a big reason why for that is just because he's so good at keeping the ball on the ground. And I asked Seitzer about, getting on plane, and he says, no. It's not about getting on plane with everything at the bottom of the zone, that two-seamer. It's about getting under it. You got to scoop it. So I said, okay, 7-iron? He says, no, get your wedge. Get the wedge, and it may travel like your driver with his velocity.
Does that mean you have to change your swing somewhat?
Yes. Instead of just getting the bat into the zone early, I don't want to say lose the barrel, but you've got to drop the barrel.
Well, this is a rocket out to right field. And a finds Taylor. That was 108 off the bat from Julio. Tough luck. There is out number 2.
That was an incredible piece of hitting. Nice job by Julio.
That brings up Cal Raleigh. Well, right now, at the Mariners team store, you can find this beauty. Obviously, his younger brother and his dad, Todd Sr. and Todd Jr.
I remember a couple of years ago.
Man, O'Hoppe really took that foul tip. And if anybody knows anything about that, it's Cal. And O'Hoppe in a ton of pain.
Looked like it got the inside of the ankle bone. And Hoppe has bounced back and forth this season. He started knee down catching. Then he went 2 knees up and then back down to 1 knee. Yeah, so that's inside of that ankle bone. There's just nothing there. That's except pain. But it's kind of interesting, and I was talking to him about it before the game, is he just recently went to left knee down. Before, when he was trying a knee down stance, it was right knee down, and now he just went to left knee down, which left that ankle exposed. This is 98 miles per hour coming in.
I mean, we'll see what the next few moments hold for O'Hoppe, but the way that he has reacted and as little as he has moved, you wonder if he can stay in this game. Now, we see catchers get hit often, Cal Raleigh in particular, but this is a next level foul tip.
something like this, it just takes so long to shake off. And I mean, if you gave him a half hour, he'd be fine. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a half hour right now.
Well, is Travis d'Arnaud putting some gear on, or is O'Hoppe going to be able to stay in this game? You just hate to see that, and if there's one guy who hates to be the one to deliver that blow, it's Cal Raleigh.
Sure.
And we do not see Travis d'Arnaud in the dugout, which makes you think he might be going down into the stairwell and getting the gear right now. Let's see.
He's putting on batting gloves again. Ready to catch.
Wow.
Seeing him tilt that a little bit more to the inside of his leg.
That's a gamer right there. Test this out a little bit. Get his pitcher warmed up again. A little bit of a delay. Move that foot around some. Gives a thumbs up.
And again, earlier this season, he was going with right knee down. It'll be interesting to see if he goes right knee down a couple, just to keep that ankle protected for a couple pitches.
See if Cal mumbles something here under his breath. Sorry about that, man.
My bad.
O'Hoppe good enough to stay in the game, at least for now. 2 outs, nobody on. The 0-1. Fly ball driven out to center field. Adele makes the catch for out number 3. To the bottom of the 3rd, Angels by a run. Mike Trout leads it off. Down and away, 4-1. Rangers, meanwhile, they've won 9 of their last 12 coming into play today. And their offense has finally caught fire, averaging close to 6 runs per game in that stretch. This is popped up to Naylor. Mariners' new first baseman, 1 out.
Really look around the American League right now, Aaron. I mean, it's there for the taking. I mean, there's no clear team that is head and shoulders above the rest, and I think the Mariners just made themselves, much better in the front runner, acquiring Naylor.
I think about the Rangers. They've waited all year for their offense to click, right? Didn't click last year. The same could be said this year. They've had this great rotation. Rangers have had a phenomenal pitching staff overall. Shonwell steps in with 1 out. That takes outside. And for the Rangers, they're in the wild card mix. You look at it right now, just a game outside of the final wild card. So that homestand we're talking about, it's a 4-game set with the Rangers. That'll be really big for both parties, Mariners and the Rangers. Williamson can't get to it, was in on the cut of the grass. 1 out single. That puts a man aboard in front of Taylor Ward.
Well, in the first inning, Wu got himself into just a little bit of trouble, and this is how you get yourself out. Really efficient. Starts him off with the fastball, blows it by him, sweeper. He just freezes him on that pitch and then paints him on the outside corner with the 4-seamer.
1 of 2 strikeouts tonight for Wu. Two balls, no strikes to Ward. Angels cleanup hitter.
Get red right here, get red.
Good pitch to get back in the counts. He falls behind 2-0, but then just goes in on the hands at 97, and Ward ended up being late on it.
Mid-at-bat visit from Cal Raleigh.
Ward is definitely one you need to be careful with. He will ambush you. On their most recent road trip, he reached 100 home runs in an Angels uniform.
Now 23 this season. Two. Earlier this year when he went on a real heater and hit a ton of home runs in the month of May. His manager at the time was Ron Washington, who has now stepped down because of medical reasons. And his bench coach, Ray Montgomery, is now skippering the Angels. Wash described Ward as a guess hitter as he swings and misses at a pitch. Just fouls it back, actually. There is out number 2. And he said, look at him. When he goes right, he's guessing right. And when he goes bad, he's guessing bad. And it's always kind of fascinating me, those hitters who are more guess hitters than not, because it's hard for normal people to watch the game and understand how you can avoid guessing against certainly the upper echelon pitchers in the game.
And especially when you're going up against a guy like Wu, who's got those 2 fastballs. You can't try to hit both the 2-seamer and the 4-seamer. You've got to pick one. He chose wrong. Joe Adell, another bat that he's got to be careful with. We saw the double in his last at bat, but coming into this, 3 for 3 against Wu, and 2 of those hits left the yard.
Wu gets ahead of ball on 2 strikes. Still 2-2. Time is called. Adele, a 2-run double into left field his first time up. He does not go. Full count. Just the second full count so far tonight for Brian Wu. Like the at-bat for Adele, batting with Shadowell over at first base. Angels are making Wu work a little bit tonight.
Pitch count now at 52, not quite through 3.
Generous call, 96 well off the plate. And maybe a little cow trickery, or maybe just a missed call. Either way, 4th.
And Kevin Seitzer just chats with him for the first time today. And right away, Naylor points out to him, hey, listen, I just saw Soriano 2 starts ago, and tells him just everything. This is how we got to him. We hung 5 runs on him, and this is how we went after him. This is why we were successful. So all of a sudden they have the heaters meeting, and he says, hey, so Josh, do you want to tell everybody, or you want me to tell everybody what you said? He goes, he's got his back to everybody. He goes, I'll do it. He goes, but I'll stand up. And stands up in front of everyone and then basically gives that same 2-minute speech of exactly how to get to Soriano and how they were able to do it just 2 starts ago. And J.P. Crawford pumps his fist and says, let's go. And Seitzer says, meeting over.
A hard chopper foul over by first base. Yes, so some inside intel there, and then from the newest Mariner. That timing worked out well.
But yeah, Seitzer said he was so incredibly impressed with everything. Now, he wouldn't give me the intel, but everything that he was able to take away from that start and that approach towards Soriano and able to pass that on.
3 strikes out to begin the 4th. One down for Randy. Randy hit by a pitch back in the 2nd. Ground ball sharply through the right side for a base hit. He's aboard for the 2nd time, and the tying run is at first base.
Just a hair tardy to that sinker, but he stings this ball 106 miles per hour, and no chance for Rengifo to track that one down. You think about a car driving 106 miles per hour by you.
In steps Jorge Polanco. The Mariners have been able to hit the ball hard so far against Soriano. They've been able to get the ball in the air a handful of times, which is not an easy thing to do. Soriano, the best ground ball pitcher in the game right now. Lost his balance.
That split's just really hard to pick up, and especially after that 2-seamer that he threw the pitch before. I mean, look at this pitch. You can see the trajectory of it. It looks like it's going to land in that same spot as that 2-seamer. And then the bottom drops out of it.
Now, it's been a good month of July for Jorge Polanco. I mean, homered 9 times in April. It was remarkable, especially after all the injuries that he went through last year with the knee and that impacting his swing and his overall performance, but then really cooled down, as we know. Just 1 home run in May, just a single home run in June, and now 5 for the month of July. Fights that one off. 1-2 still. One out, one on. Randy tiptoes back. We think about Naylor's impact in this lineup and just how much it lengthens it. He's batting cleanup today, and now you have Polanco, who is OPSing 975 for the month of July, and now you have him 1 notch further down in the order, batting 6th. I mean, it's all of a sudden things start to really lengthen out. Calls for time. Ball, it hits off Soriano. He plays the carom off his lower half, and Polanco is out at first base. Rosarena to 2nd.
Soriano did a good job to be able to compose himself after this one. I think it just gets in and out of his glove, and then he throws into Polanco. Shonowell does a nice job of snagging that. as a right-handed first baseman and pulling it back out of the baseline.
We killed it with your new munchie meal, T-Pain. Pretty much, Jack.
Welcome to Jock in the Box.
Probably not the first time. Looks like he's all right. That's a good thing. 2 outs to Rosarena at second, representing the tying run. Top of the fourth, and Canzone the batter. And the only hits, the Rosarena single and Julio's first inning homer. His 16th this year. Strike one to Canzone. Over 50 pitches into this one tonight for Soriano, and he has maintained his velocity, that's for sure. His average fastball 97, 98. That's where he's been living so far tonight. Dom frustrated there. Pitcher's pitch on the corner, and he gets the call. Very borderline pitch. Plays this foul.
Good fight. That's that knuckle curve. It's just got so much movement on it. For him to be able to just fight that one off and live another day, it's impressive.
Rosarena tying run at second. 2 outs, top of the fourth. On the ground, Neto charges this from the grass. An easy throw to first base. Now the Mariners strand a runner in scoring position. Yoan Moncada leads it off. Long-time White Sox.
This is probably a really good series for Yoan Moncada to play. Of course, the Mariners have right-handed starters. All 5 starters are right-handed and only 1 lefty in the bullpen. And right now, because of that left knee injury, he really can't bat right-handed.
Naylor handles this.
He looks good over there, doesn't he? He moves well.
Making his Mariners debut tonight. I was thinking about Brian Wu, and we talked earlier about the All-Star season. I think something that's kind of special the Mariners have here in recent years in their rotation in particular. We know about all the great arms, but when you think about it, Castillo making the opening day starts for the Mariners, and then in spring training, Dan Wilson announcing Logan Gilbert after his All-Star campaign last year and a top 5 Cy Young finish a season ago. Logan getting the opening day start. And I think what that did for the Mariners is it really has kind of set this culture of, hey, you've got 5 guys who could be lead dogs, right? And every year when the calendar turns over to opening day, it's a reset. And this ball out to straightaway right field. Canzona's there. And who knows what the final 2 months will look like for Brian Wu. He's obviously been fantastic, and we just saw the best start for Logan Gilbert since opening day, as he's been injured and has struggled with some consistency. But it'll be really interesting to see what opening day next year looks like for the Mariners, right? I think it's the culture that those 2 guys have now helped build here with the Mariners is, okay, who is it this year?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you can argue that Brian Wu obviously has been your ace this year. And you know, where do we start and where do we go with him next season? I think it's a really good point, Aaron. It's really impressive to see his development as well. These kids, they grow up so fast.
Here is Chris Taylor. Yeah, I mean, what starting pitcher wouldn't want to work in a rotation where you earn it, right?
Nope.
And it's stiff competition, as we know, in the Mariners rotation in recent years.
There's stiff competition, but at the same time, all of these guys share. I mean, all of these guys say, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm tinkering with, this is what I'm trying, and see if it works for you.
Yeah, the bond of brotherhood between that group is unmatched. Naylor in foul ground makes the catch, and Wu kind of gets back on track with the pitch count with a 1-2-3-4. Three. Ben Williamson leaves it off.
I think he has a blueprint.
Watch out, man. That was up and in.
I think this was a knuckle curve, and that gave him the time to get away. 12-mile-per-hour difference between that knuckle curveball and his fastball. By the way, quick check of velocity for both of these starting pitchers. Soriano about a half a mile per hour faster tonight on his two-seamer than average, and Brian Wu over a mile per hour faster on his four-seam fastball.
Quickly on the ground, backhanded by Rengifo. Speaking of tomorrow, you know it's George Kirby. It's a former Mariner for a brief period of time, Tyler Anderson.
Tyler, still he's not beaten his former team. Hasn't seen him a whole lot, but a couple of starts, an ERA over 4 against him.
A little different stuff tomorrow the Mariners will be facing than what they're seeing tonight from Soriano. Ground ball, and he bobbled it, but hangs with it and just kind of flings it over there to first base, underhand style. Like he's done that before. I've got a historic night at T-Mobile Park coming up. Mariners are retiring. Can't wait for Ichiro weekend. And tomorrow, Anderson, the crafty lefty, all those changeups. One of the slowest fastballs in baseball, and quite the opposite tonight. Soriano, third time through the lineup now. 2-0 on Crawford. Mariners have seen a decent amount of Soriano over the years. He has pitched in relief against the M's as well. This is his 4th start against the Mariners, his first this year. Mariners saw him 3 times last year. In his best performance, he allowed just 1 run over 7 2/3. As that one just gets the corner and evens the count 2-2 on JP. Neto fields this skimmer, and the side retired in order. We move on to the bottom of the 5th inning. Angels by a run. Early on in this 4-game series, Rengifo leads it off. Now, 3 straight innings out of the gates for Wu that were not easy. They weren't overly taxing, but none of them were easy, and he really bounced back in that 4th.
Just throwing 8 pitches to get through that 4th. In the 3rd, he did a really good job of attacking them first pitch strikes, but for the evening, he's been a little bit off. I mean, we're used to seeing him work ahead much better than he is tonight, but once again, just Wu manages to. And by the way, his fastball, usually we see him around 70%. He's nearly 80% tonight. I mean, he's going right at these Angels hitters.
It's a call there. You can see Rengifo's reaction.
And that's the second one of this at-bat that Cal stole. Technically, he should be 3-0 right now. I mean, you're so good, Cal. How do you do it?
One, 2. Sliced and sinking, but Arozarena has it. Leadoff man retired.
Good pitch, good piece of hitting. This one on the black, maybe 1-2. We could try to get a little bit more chase. A good break by Randy out in left field. That line drive right at you is always the hardest one to read.
Leadoff batter, Zach Neto for the 3rd time now. Big rip and a miss.
Yeah, even with the big rip and a miss, continue to pay attention to that front foot of his. He doesn't pick it up in stride. All he does is he's like a right-handed Shohei Ohtani. He just lifts up that heel and puts it right back down. Easier to time things up. The game always swings back and forth, Aaron. You know, for a while, the big leg kick, it was everything. And then all of a sudden, you've seen the game swing back the other way, and guys are just squaring up the ball. And that's all you really need to do with the velocity nowadays.
2 strikes now to Neto.
And by the way, these shin guards nowadays, they're getting out of control. These aren't like shin guards. They're like nearly all the way up.
I mean, I did not notice that. That's next level.
Yeah.
I mean, FIFA wants that one.
Shonowell's the same. He's got the same.
Wow.
Yeah. I think this is the way the game should go. Protect yourself. You know, you take one off the knee. Doesn't happen very often, but up high, you know, with the break and the nastiness that we see nowadays. Out for a couple days.
Now, Wu has really been running some sinkers in on Neto. Full count to the Angels shortstop. Time call. Not many walks this year for Neto. Does strike out at a pretty decent clip.
Actually, he was so happy. He told his coaches, I've gone from 4% walk rate to over 5, and just giddy about it. Still well below average.
In play out to right field. Canzone camps underneath him. 2 up and 2 down.
Win or lose, it's really about how you feed the game, right? Together.
Two outs, nobody out for Mike Trout. First pitch to Trout. Swing and a miss and a fastball down. Trout 0 for 2 so far. He is 1 RBI shy of 1,000 for his career. Got a little chase. No balls, 2 strikes. Back-to-back fastballs to Trout.
This pitch, 97 away. Trout can't reach it.
The 0-2. Oh, he absolutely locked him up. A 97-mile-an-hour bolt to strike out Trout. Wu has settled in. He sat down 12 of the last 13. Julio clubs this deep out to left field, sailing way back and gone. Julio for the second time. He has tied this game in the 6th inning. And they are booing him now here in Southern California. His 3rd home run in the first 2 games. Here's Cal. 5th career multi-homer game for Julio. He's been the offense tonight. You know what's amazing about Soriano? We began the broadcast talking about how there's no pitcher in baseball that gets more ground balls at a higher rate than Soriano. He's given up the fewest home runs in the majors this year, only 5. If you look at his career home run log, there's only 1 hitter in the majors for his career who he's given up more than 1 home run against.
Really?
Jose Ramirez has tagged him 3 times. There is no other batter who has ever hit more than 1 home run in his career off of Soriano.
Until tonight.
And Julio's gotten him twice in the first 6 innings.
Just needed it, got it. Clutch home run by Julio.
11 home runs in 26 career games here.
He's not going to want to leave. Sorry, buddy. Gotta go to Sacramento.
Hard hit grounder from Cal Raleigh. I mean, we'll have to look it up if Ramirez ever got him twice in one game, but this might be the first time it's ever happened against Soriano.
Okay, so Soriano is trying to throw the fastball in his previous at-bat. He homers to right field. He tries the slider here. It's a no-go. He does a perfect job of holding his angle on his barrel and then releases his barrel when he recognizes slider and tags it into left field.
Strike 1-2 Naylor. So Julio has tied this game up in the 6th inning.
He does not get cheated, does he? Treat yourself.
Naylor in his Mariners debut, batting cleanup tonight. Batting .292 on the season, high on base, 11 home runs. Tried to slow up and cannot. He commits on the swing. Naylor strikes out.
This is that knuckle curve. And again, once you get 2 strikes, you're on the defensive. You're trying to protect. You're in swing mode, and you can't throw up the brakes.
1 out count at first for Rosarena. Randy's been aboard twice. He's been hit by a pitch and also singled. He homered last night. Sails on him, a ball and 2 strikes. Angels bullpen is up. Brock Burke is beginning to warm. 82 pitches for Soriano. Polanco due up next, then Canzone. Wave and a miss, gets a chase. Back-to-back strikeouts following the home run of the single. Two outs, go-ahead run aboard for Polanco. Trying to extend a 15-game on-base streak. One, two. You did not think the way to beat Soriano tonight was to hit him over the fence, but the Mariners have done that twice to tie the game.
Mariners PR just sent out that with that home run, Julio is joining Ken Griffey Jr. and Alex Rodriguez at 5 or more multi-home run games, just 24 or younger. Incredible how young he is and what he's accomplished already.
Well, we can confirm that he is the second player with a multi-homer game ever against Soriano. Ramirez did get him twice in one game. So Jose Ramirez and Julio, the only 2 players with more than 1 career home run off of Soriano. Belted out to left field, driven back on the warning track, and Taylor Ward makes the catch. Julio, 3 home runs the first 2 nights here at the Big A.
Home runs is nuts. The 6 hits total is just absolutely incredible.
I mean, this is one of the all-time great games ever played.
Yeah, well, he joins Sean Green as the only player since 1901 to do it. 4 home runs and 6 or more hits in the same game. I mean, you had to go back a ways.
0-2 on Shotwell. It is worth the footnote of who his 4th and final home run was hit off of. It was hit off of a former Mariner, Cooper Hummel. Position player pitching in a blowout game in Houston.
Hey, sometimes those are the hardest.
Oh, I totally. I mean, there's not a single player that likes to hit off a position
there's
player.
No upside. If you crush them, you're supposed to. And if you don't, no. You're going to be teased mercifully.
2 strikes to Shotwell, leading off the bottom of the 6th inning. All tied up now. Really got him to expand.
Oh, it's good to see him getting ahead here. We have not seen Brian Wu have, this low of a first pitch strike rate except one other game this season. His first pitch strike rate around 52%. The second time he's been under 60% this season.
Fouls off another pitch outside the zone. Shotwell has walked, scored, and singled tonight. Both Angels' runs came way back in the first. He got him, tied him up. 6th strikeout for Wu.
This is an impressive slider here by Brian Wu. He gets him to expand the zone. No chance. Shonwell, again, not a guy that is going to strike out very often, but that pitch was filthy.
And he has struck out Ward each of the first 2 times up. Strike 1.
And again, it's good to see Wu getting back to going right at these Angels hitters and working ahead. Strike 1, best pitch in baseball.
The 1-1. Lofted up and in. 2 balls and a strike. Behind 3-1. On the ground out to J.P. Crawford. 14 of the last 15 sat down now by Wu. 2 outs. Ichiro's Hall of Fame induction in Cooperstown is just 2 days away this Sunday at 10. Here is Joe Adele. Adele has driven in both runs. It was his 2-run double back in the first inning for the Angels. Able to strike him out looking his last at-bat. Popped him up. Williamson charging in. The Mariners' third baseman makes the catch in front of the mound for round number 3. Brian Wu has done it again. His 20th consecutive start to open this.
Toledano's done.
Lefty Brock Burke. Dom Canzone. This one's top spinning down to Taylor, and he makes the catch. Not an easy play for Taylor.
No, it isn't. He misplayed one on the road trip. Didn't realize how much room there was over his head. He's just coming back. He was on the IL for 6 weeks and gets a test right there for sure.
Ball went outside to Ben Williamson. Burke looking down to the mound. Maybe to try to carve out a new landing spot up there. 2-0.
The righties always mess everything up. I missed a couple times with the four-seam fastball. Tried the slider and had the same result. Just flying open a little bit with the front side.
Zips that fastball across. 3-1.
Burke made his first start of the season on Wednesday. He was the opener against the Mets. Been really good since the end of May with an ERA of just 1.50 in his last 29 outings.
Yeah, the Angels managed to use just 5 starters in the first half of the season. And you wondered, will this last the rest of the year? And then they opened the second half with a bullpen game, which got everybody by a little bit of surprise.
Kohanowitz it was struggling quite a bit. They ended up setting him down, and so they've got an extra man in the bullpen and have made it work a couple times since the break.
Fair ball, tacked to the line. Williamson grounds out. 2 down. We got a tropical takeover coming your way at T-Mobile Park. The Aloha shirt returns August 2nd. First 15,000 fans will take it home. Rangers are in town. Two up, 2 down. Here is Cole Young.
Dan Wilson continues to show his faith in Cole Young. I mean, he's got Demo on the bench. Of course, it might be because he's already got 2 outs in this inning, but elects to go with a lefty on lefty matchup.
Inside outs, this little flare, and it drops in for a base hit. 2-out single. The Mariners have the go-ahead run aboard. And Burke is kind of holding his lower back.
Exit velocity on this one, he was jam shot 68 miles per hour, but a really good at bat against a tough lefty in Burke to be able to shoot this one the other way.
Well, training staff is out to look at Burke, who was clearly uncomfortable after that last pitch.
That's one thing to walk around, and it's a whole nother thing to go ahead and try to get that striker foot down and throw a 95-mile-per-hour fastball.
His ankle on this last pitch. Oh.
I do that all the time.
That did not look too pleasant. He's all right.
They call him Grace.
Well, their bullpen is up anyway. JP is getting set to bat, but Zephyr John is warming. The right-hander, he would be for Julio. Meanwhile, the Mariners bullpen is up. Bizardo getting set to pitch at some point soon. Young at first base with 2 outs and a tied 7th.
Good idea. Heads up play by JP. Moncada was playing well behind third base. He sees it. And JP's not a guy that drops down a lot of bunts.